just kicked off day 3 at SEMA, and I am with the beautiful 15-year-old Miaa Chapman. She races a modified kart in the Lucas Oil National Series. She's been racing for about 8 years and is part of the Kicker family. You know what? I'm so excited to meet you. You're gorgeous. Obviously,
Thank
she's
you.
sponsored by Red Bull. Tell me about your family life and how you got started in racing.
Well, my dad actually used to race motocross, so I was kind of born into the sport. A little bit different, obviously. I race a car, not dirt bikes, but yeah, we've been doing it for about 8 years now and picked up a few championships along the way and just progressed from there, and we've gotten bigger and bigger. So
very
it's awesome.
good. So you do a lot of traveling for doing the National Series, and your dad was saying that you are homeschooled. It's awfully hard to hold down regular classes, but he says you're doing really well. That's still a top priority for you, right?
Oh, of course, you know, grades have to be up in order to race.
That's right, that's right. So she is the first woman on 4 wheels sponsored by Red Bull.
I am,
That's really big. They're a great company, obviously, and so you're going to be going really far with them. Tell me what some of your future aspirations, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, off-road's my passion. I'd love to stay in off-road, but ultimately whatever I can get into is what it'll be.
You just love to drive.
I do.
You don't even have a driver's license. She can't even get on the regular road yet, right?
No,
but you
not
could,
yet.
you could get on some dirt and probably kick some boys' butt.
Well, yeah.
So would you say you're a competitive person?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right. And now, I've been in motorsports myself. I understand what it's like being a girl racing against the guys. And the number one thing you get asked, likely, is what is it like being a girl up against all of these guys? And what is your typical response to that question?
Well, I consider myself a racer just like anybody else on the track. Just because I'm a girl doesn't really separate me from anybody else.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah. I always say, hey, I have hands and feet. What's the difference? Push the gas, steer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So that's awesome. Well, I love to see up-and-comers like you. We're so glad that you're with Kicker. And you know what? She is definitely one to watch. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
We love this girl. She's awesome. Keep an eye on Miaa Chapman because she is going places. I am in the Ford booth with Neil Tjin of Tjin Edition out of Southern California. And behind us is your custom Pennzoil Yellow 2017 Ford Focus RS that you built as a partnership with UTI.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me a little bit about this build and how it came about.
Yeah, this build is pretty awesome. We're pretty stoked. We did it with UTI and Pennzoil, and this is our 8th year working with Ford Motor Company, so being in this booth is a blessing. I mean, you see how crazy it is, and working with great companies like Kicker and the other partners, we put a proposal together. There were about 400 Ford proposals for the RS. They gave out 3.
Wow.
So we're very fortunate that they liked what we had to present, and from concept to reality, so we're pretty stoked.
And then how did it work working with UTI? What were the students involved with the creation of it or the actual labor? How did that work?
So yeah, we worked with UTI. This is our 8th project together. And we work with the marketing department, the campus in Long Beach, which is their new awesome facility.
Right.
Kind of on the design element, what partners to work with. And the cool thing is about the RS, it debuts in the Ford booth, but then it goes on our road show for a year. Students get to see it, interaction, the parents. And then at the end of the year, you know, we do something for charity where we're gonna actually sell this one, give it away to a charity and donate the money back. So it's a cool project with Ford and with all the partners.
Yeah, very good. So in this one, well, besides all the performance race upgrades that you've got, tell me a little bit about what's under that hood. What have you guys done to increase horsepower?
Yes, so the base model is great as being a Focus RS, but we work with Full Race. They upgrade the intake, also the intercooler and the piping, and then Ford Racing did the exhaust. We could have gone more, but being a student car, being the relationship of being driven all the time, we kept it to a mild tune.
Yes.
But as you said, all the other upgrades, the bare brakes, the rotiform wheels, the BC Racing coilovers, we wanted to still have the aesthetic appeal of it, but still be able to drive it. That's where you guys come in with the good music.
Right.
So for us, it was look sharp, but also be able to be used by us, our team, the students, the faculty, and stuff like that.
And I noticed a beautiful cutting brake in there, so you can totally go drifting this thing too. If you want,
That's the coolest thing that they just did. So it's actually just released on Tuesday. It's called the Ford Racing Wicked Stick. It was crazy how top secret it was. They built 3 of them, and Ken Block did some R&D. So it's actually pretty cool. You pull the Wicked Stick, the back calipers lock up, and it slides. So
nice.
We'll see. My son's into drifting, so
Yeah?
we'll see how it
For a
works.
minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me a little bit about your kicker relationship. You have also, besides Ford, you've worked with other OEM manufacturers on some of your Gin Edition builds.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have worked with kicker in the past.
Yeah, we started in the 12-volt world probably in the 90s, and you know how it's fluctuated, but we've been very fortunate to work with you guys in kicker. We did a couple of GM projects that were in the GM booth, and then this year, with your relationship with Ford, it was almost a no-brainer. So we were able to do 2 vehicles with you guys, our 2018 F-150 that has your equipment, and then of course the Focus RS.
Yeah, and because Kicker has an OEM relationship with Ford, the consumer can go buy a car and wrap right into their purchase some of their audio upgrades from Kicker.
That's honestly the relationship with Ford and you guys. That's the easiest part.
Yeah.
We all like custom, but sometimes there's so much of a different demographic. It hooks up, it bolts in, it looks factory, which for us is very important, and the sound quality is phenomenal. So like I said, our relationship between Ford and Kicker and being able to work with you guys the last 5-6 years has been nothing but amazing.
Well, fantastic. You've done a great job. I wish I could go drive it. It's on carpet. I just peel out and take off.
Here you go. You want?
He's got the key. Ooh, look at all these keys. I'm gonna steal that
You can
truck.
take the truck too.
Yeah,
Yes,
awesome.
ma'am.
It's great to
Thank
meet you. We
Awesome.
really appreciate you being part of the Kicker family.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.